Tonight, of course, is the much awaited event of the debates between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. People will be watching. I will be watching. But the American people need to understand one thing. Whether it's Trump or Biden, words mean nothing. Actions, as the proverb says, speak louder than words. You're going to hear people talk about taxes and changing the tax rate either up or down or whatever. Remember, they don't have control of that. Congress has control of that. Who controls Congress by and large? The tax issue primarily falls in the House of Representatives with Nancy Pelosi, Crazy Nancy, as the president calls her. She's more than crazy. She's an evil witch. And that's why the American people should not sit there eating popcorn on the couch, as they've been doing continuously, and think that somehow our problems are going to be solved if we elect Donald Trump. As I have said, for one, will vote for Donald Trump. I say that personally, not as the head of a public interest group. I support him. Freedom Watch has, in effect, been his law firm, although we've never communicated in 4 years, probably because Roger Stone has poisoned the well. He has the president's ear. He's always had the president's ear. That's how he got off with not doing any time, which he should have done, for 7 counts, felony counts of perjury, obstruction of justice, and witness tampering. Donald Trump has his faults, obviously. But when you compare those faults to the so-called faults of Joe Biden, someone who is literally brain dead, who most likely has the onset of Alzheimer's, who cannot function, and then behind him is Kamala Harris, another evil witch who will play any side of the street to get ahead, even calling Joe Biden a racist. You know, Joe Biden's many things, but he's not a racist. He's simply a fool, an idiot, and he's stupid, having been caught 3 times plagiarizing other people's work. But this is not the be-all and end-all. The American people need to rise up themselves. We're at risk of losing our country. We're hanging by a thread. I wrote about it in my new book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. You can pre-order it at Amazon.com, at BarnesandNoble.com, at Borders.com, at BooksAMillion.com, all over the internet. I'm not like Hannity. It's not live free or die. I call it live free or lie, because all Hannity says is, vote for Donald Trump, everything will be solved. Well, if that were so, we wouldn't be in the shape that we're in right now. We've had 4 years of a Trump presidency. We see where that is. There are forces beyond the president's control. And I write about that in my book. I go through the executive branch, deep state. I go through it in a real way, not in a fictitious way, because I've lived it and I know what it's about. I go through the corruption in the legislative branch, the court jesters up there stuffing money into their pockets from special interest groups. And I go through the federal judiciary, which is the most corrupt branch of all. Judges having got there on the basis of political patronage, campaign contributions, largesse, and connections. And when they get there, paying back their beneficiaries, the people who got them there, the special interests that got them there. It's just one example. The law firm of Wilmer Hale, the law firm of Robert Mueller, he's back there, of Jeannie Rhee. Jeannie Rhee went elsewhere, but she was a partner there with Mueller, got 2 judges on the court, one Democrat, one Republican, that they now have in their pocket. And this is the way it works. And this is why the American people need to rise up and wage their own revolution peacefully and legally. And I give concrete solutions on how to do that, particularly with the use of citizens' grand juries. Look at what we've seen recently with Attorney General Bill Barr, who I call Blowhard Bill or Puxatani Bill, because he's hiding in a hole like a groundhog. Joe Biden and his son committing major crimes with regard to the Ukraine, confirmed with a Senate report recently. Of course, they're powerless to do anything too, of course. But nothing happens. Attorney General says they're off limits. Look at this guy, John Durham, this clown that AG Barr put into effect to investigate, a U.S. attorney, the crimes that occurred during the Russian witch hunt. Oh, I'm not releasing a report before the election. That would be too political. Translated, that means I don't want them to come after me. I don't want those Democrat jackals to come after me. It's mutual assured destruction in the nation's capital. Everybody has dirt on everybody else, but they're all happy. And in the end, they all get along because they're all making huge amounts of money and acquiring power. Go to Washington, D.C. these days. It's disgusting to see the building that's going on, the wealth. There's never been a recession in Washington, D.C. They're in it for themselves. They're not in it for the American people. And you can see that every single day. And that's why take these debates with a grain of salt. Be entertained for tonight. But tomorrow morning, join Freedom Watch, join our Justice League, sign up for our class actions against China, see if you qualify. Our other hard-hitting cases, our cases with americasheriff.org that we're going to be bringing to protect the police and make sure we have police that can protect us. If not, we have to protect ourselves. And arm up with your Second Amendment rights and self-defense, not to use offensively, but get ready because these radical leftists are coming for you. Just like someone broke into the home of Joe Montana in Malibu over the weekend to steal his grandchild. They will be doing similar things with you. And they want your house, they want your car, they want your life. And that's where we are right now. It's us against them. One side will win, one side will lose. We will do it peacefully and legally. And that's why go out and buy my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, because I have a plan to do it peacefully by holding people accountable with citizens' grand juries and other means to enforce the rule of law and our Constitution. And one last thought. Don't spend too much time thinking about the Supreme Court. It doesn't matter who they are and what side of the aisle they are. All 9 justices are very politicized. Some of them are complete political hacks, like the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. They serve their own interests. They primp themselves with their robes. Sometimes they even have badges that they wear. These people do not represent the American people. And if they make decisions that are contrary to the Constitution or contrary to the rule of law, you have no obligation to obey them. Believe me, you obey the Constitution, you obey God's law. These people are not God. So that's not the be-all and end-all either. And that's my message for today. Go out and purchase my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. Find it at Amazon.com, all major booksellers. Join Freedom Watch, our Justice League. You are the superheroes. We need to do it for ourselves. God helps those that help themselves. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, stay safe.